Salman, guys. As I didn't think I was going to speak to this um, trend or what is trending around Deputy President Paul Mashatile and his VIP protection, But we've been chatting here, spanning with the team, and people have been asking Guti, what would I have done, And one of my teammates teased me, he's like, I also try video, and I told him, no, I'm not going to do it. And he's like, no, but you have to. Because he feels, and his suggestion was, a lot of people don't know what to do in certain spaces when it comes to Amapoisa and things like that. And they asked me, what would I have done? Look, guys, believe it or not, I don't care if you're optimistic, if you're a realist, whatever, we live in a mafia state. South Africa is a pure banana republic where it is run by mafia. If you look at the political killings, ANC, IFP, that happen on the daily, it's crazy. These are politicians that are civil servants that are meant to look after us. They are killing each other on the daily. There are businessmen that are getting killed by politicians. People are getting killed off tenders, things where they are meant to serve us. So if you haven't seen a video, the VIP protection for Paul Mashatile, our deputy president, was driving on the N1, and there was obviously some sort of altercation. We don't see that in the video, where these young men, then whatever the altercation that happened prior to the recording, resulted in them being taken off the road or stopped on the road and getting their asses handed to them. So they were beat by VIP SAPS protection for the deputy president. They were stomped, they were kicked, while the security guards or the bodyguards were carrying assault rifles. Again, I'm not going to go into much of the video because it's only a snippet, so we don't know what happened before, we don't know what happened after. But what we do understand, Uguti, the level of violence that was actually shown on that video is extremely excessive. Where the one guy looked to be unconscious after getting kicked in the head or whatever the case may be, and then going into their Mercedes-Benz or BMW and driving off. What we have been told is that the deputy president wasn't in the car at that time. So then it begs the question, Uguti, why were these guys so heavily armed? It begs the question of what was happening. Were they in a rush? What was the situation? Were they going to go fetch him? What is the situation? So obviously there's an investigation around this, an internal investigation done by the SAPS to look into the SAPS. In this country where, AKA was killed, no one knows what happened. Our captain of the Bafana Senzimai was killed in a room full of people. No one knows. SAPS, killings of political members, whatever the case is, no one gets arrested. This is a mafia state. This is an absolute mafia state. Those 3 victims, who were beaten, have been offered trauma counseling by the SAPS. To me, that's just red flags, because they're going to get manipulated. They're going to get intimidated. They might get a brown envelope of a bribe. Let just this thing disappear. We saw with Ukuri China when he got, I think, shot in the hand, whatever the case may be. Gave him money, people moved on. That's always the case. But again, it makes you think about this blue light brigade. What's the point? What's the aim of having these blue, lights where, does it make you feel better than, are you above us? You've got these civil servants who, when sworn into oath, they or whatever the case may be, they are saying, we are here to work for the public. God, when they're driving their fancy cars, they're telling the public to fuck off. We're better than you. We're above you. It's one thing when the fire, what's this thing? It's that fire truck is going. Obviously, I will move out the way because I know if the fire truck is going and they've got sirens, there's a fire, there's an emergency that they need to make sure. That takes preference over whatever meeting I'm going to. If I see an ambulance and they've got the sirens going, and obviously there's someone who's injured, there's someone who's whatever, that takes preference. If I see a police van and they've got their sirens on. Obviously, there's a crime, shit, let them go. But if I'm driving and there's a blue light brigade with a member of parliament or some deputy mayor of my local municipality, and now I'm meant to, why? I was actually listening to Helen Ziller, and Helen Ziller saying, Uguti, in the Western Cape, they took away that shit, because again, like, who the fuck are you? You as the deputy mayor of Enyuka, are you more important? Is that meeting that you're going to more important than nurse Ematadeni Hospital who needs to get to work? I don't think so. If you woke up earlier, you could have got to your meeting in time. And these guys are driving at like 160, moving everyone out the way. What the fuck is that about? If you're a president, sure, we get that. But you've got so many people driving on blue lights. In a country where we've seen criminals impersonate officers, in a country where we've seen people with fake blue lights, in a country where you just need to apply, your job is important. Really? You've got to meet. How is your meeting as a public servant more important than my meeting? If you're a president, sure. But how is your fucking meeting where you guys are going to go talk about the fact that there's cable theft that you haven't sorted out how is that meeting more important than, again, Unes, who's going to go and deliver babies, who's going to go and fucking save a life? How are you more important? Like, it just fucks me up when I think about this country and the mafia state in which we're at, and we can't have these things. So the team was asking me, so Penson, what would you have done? I would have gotten fucked up. That's the reality of it. There's nothing we can do. You can't now, because you watch movies, I know my rights. Those guys will fuck you up and keep going, and then even if you have a name, their number plate there, nothing's gonna happen to them. Slap on the wrist if at worst, nothing's gonna happen to them. Paul Mashatile will just keep going. People are like, oh, that was so bad, they shouldn't have done that. We will investigate, and then we'll just carry on. Nothing upon nothing will happen. Guys, we see this time and time and time and time again. 2009, when one of President Zuma's this car escorting whatever rode over a person and the person died. What happened? Nothing. People just keep going. You die tomorrow, they don't give a fuck. We are in a country where our public servants, people who say, I want to help the public, they way above us. They God figures. You've got public figures, a person who is a minister of health, of public health, but they get to, when they're sick, they send their kids to Singapore for the best medical health in the world. They go to international hospitals somewhere. You're the minister of education. Your kids study in the US, in England. If you're the minister of education as a public servant, your child needs to go to a public school. If you are the minister of defense, if you are Begitele, you need to also, like us, rely on the police. Don't have private bodyguards. Don't go do that shit. Why are you having private bodyguards? Your job is to fix the public state. If you are minister of transport, Tatama taxi, bro. Take public transport. The reason I'm saying that is that so you can feel the pain of public everyday civilians. And hopefully, then you can pull your fucking thumb out of your asshole and actually fix the shit that you promised to fix. You guys are living in Houghton where your homes never get to experience load shedding. How the fuck are you going to fix that problem if you never experience it? Now, live as a civilian, because that's what you have sworn to protect. Live as an everyday civilian. Then you will feel the pain. Some of these countries in the Europe and whatever the case is, their members of parliament take fucking public transportation. They use public health systems. Their kids go to public education because they are public servants. So they're going to do everything in their power to ensure that those public spaces are run efficiently. Our fucking cunts are mafia cunts where you can't say anything because you're going to get threats, you're going to get killed, you're going to get arrested, you're going to get all this type of shit because fucking hell, this country's gone to the dogs. Well, not like it was better in apartheid because we were fucked then as well, So we've never been given a chance to breathe. We've never been given a chance to breathe. Now these guys are charging money after money after money, and if you say anything, you get threatened, you get stomped. These poor fucking kids, they got stomped. It's not like they can go open an assault case for fucking GBH. Nothing. It's not like the best they can do is maybe get a couple of thousands from this. Shut them up, let them carry on. Outside of that, nothing. What would I have done? Nothing. I see blue lights, I move out the way. Because I understand the mindset of the people who are driving in those cars. It's not people who have undergone hectic training for psychology and how to diffuse situations using verbal tricks. No. It's fucking ex-soldiers who mentally have gone through the worst. They've never received any counseling of their own. They just ogre. They see you. You could be traveling with your kids. They'll stomp you and stomp your kids. That's the mindset that you're dealing with. You know, they do most of my money says, yeah, Paul Mashatile must. Most of my money, shut the fuck up, man. You are also part of the problem. You know, it is you guys who are in those places that travel with blue light brigades. You know, yo, he must be. You listen to these politicians just politicking. You know, there's no real solution. There's no real solution. You're just there to chat. You're no different from just me. You might as well also just start a YouTube channel and just chat. You know, but you're sitting in places politicking for votes. Meanwhile, when you had the opportunity, you did nothing as well. You did nothing as well. You are part of the problem. Now we vote for you and we cycle continues. Power hungry, you get what you get, you keep moving. Helen Zilla, we vote for you, you keep going. You know, shit is still happening in the Cape Flats. People are still dying in the Cape Flats. Nothing. You just politicking to sound smart. You're gonna shit on this ANC guy, you're gonna shit on that. You doing the same shit. It's tiring. It's tiring. It's mafia families. So whether you're part of the Gambino family, whether you're part of the Gotti family, whatever the fucking mafia families that you are, DA, EFF, ANC, it's different mafia families doing the same mafia shit. And we must just accept it, you know. And if you have a voice, you'll collect your bullets. That's what it is. You're seeing it happen in every political party. The moment there's someone who pushes and does something against the mafia, they disappear. They get bullets, you know. Not just them, but their loved ones, you know. So again, I watched that video. I made this video with just a heavy heart, knowing Uguti, there's little to nothing that we can do as South African citizens. You know, it's only getting worse. You know, the guys at the top are only getting more and more power hungry. The rest of us are only getting squeezed more and more and more. And we can just get onto our knees and fucking pray for Jesus to come back and take his lambs. Outside of that, guys, try your best, be safe. Try your best and be safe. If you find yourself where there's the police, there's the VIP, whatever, slow down, change lanes, let these guys go through, go back, get to your meeting, get to your family, get to your loved ones. But please leave your comments below. Tell me what I'm saying that might be wrong, where I can learn. And that's cool, son. Anyway, have a blessed day. You better sharp.